Okay, the sci-fi original movie Cyclops. Essentially about a Cyclops that attacks first it attacks a couple of Roman merchants. Because I guess they were trying to steal his sheep. So then he more or less butchered them and tore them apart, except for one of them, who makes it back and begins to alert people. Eric Roberts, the emperor of this small area, sends, a legion to take care of him. I have to say that the Cyclops is undeniably impressive, but these Roman legionnaires suck. They must launch like 20 arrows at this guy, and they hit him once. Bear in mind this is a Cyclops, so it's a giant. It's like 10 feet tall. It's not really moving. They launch waves of arrows. One arrow hits him. They then kind of push it back into a hole, drag it back, kind of like King Kong. Kind of parade it around, and then it gets thrown into the gladiatorial games. From this moment on, you really don't see the Cyclops except for when they're kind of taunting it. Then this movie tries to become Gladiator. Because the head legionnaire who led the group which captured the Cyclops ends up getting thrust into the games himself because the Emperor is afraid of the overall political and popular power that he has. And he might return this area back to the Republic as opposed to it being essentially more like a dictatorship. Ironically, aside from that part, the gladiator fights are done fairly well. The Cyclops is done amazingly well for a sci-fi movie. And Eric Roberts is the villain. When's the last time you saw Eric Roberts as a villain in a movie? Beyond almost like every movie he's been in for the past 20 years. You might think it'd be kind of negative. This actually is a pretty decent movie. But the fact that it kind of goes, Cyclops, awesome. Really unique, interesting looking, creature. That gets used like the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the movie and then kind of disappears. Except for like the very end where main good guy now gets to fight Cyclops. It is undeniably formulaic. Some scenes you can tell they were edited kind of poorly. Like the Cyclops goes on a rampage after he's released in the arena. And they don't really show any spectators. But they show him killing lots of, guards on his way to Eric Roberts. And then in the end, when the good guys win, and it's like, yes, to the Republic. And then they pan back, and all of a sudden the crowd, the stands are filled with crowd. Weren't they just there like 2 or 3 minutes ago when the Cyclops was killing everybody? Right, this is watchable. It just has lots of huge flaws in it. If it had more Cyclops and less of the weird Gladiator ripoff story, this would have been an absolutely phenomenal movie. But the way of sci-fi films, this is probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. And that is Cyclops. And it's about a Cyclops that's rendered well. And done very well. The acting is and the plot is But for a sci-fi original movie, this is done amazingly well. The Cyclops looks fantastic. Definitely a movie you could watch. It's got some Gladiator to it, which it's like seeing a poorly done remake of it. But the fighting's done fairly well, and the Cyclops, the main star of this film, looks impressive.